Welcome to our journey through the fascinating structure of the nervous system. The nervous system is the body's complex communication network, responsible for everything from sensing the world around us to controlling our movements and thoughts. In this video, we'll break down its main components, explore how signals travel, and see how everything works together to keep us functioning. Whether you're curious about how your brain processes information or how your reflexes work, you're in the right place. Let's start by understanding what the nervous system is and why it's so essential for life. Nervous system is divided into two main parts, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system, or CNS, includes the brain and spinal cord. It acts as the main control center, processing information and making decisions. The peripheral nervous system, or PNS, consists of all the nerves outside the brain and spinal cord. It connects the CNS to the rest of the body, allowing communication between the brain and limbs, organs, and tissues. Together, these two systems coordinate every action and reaction in your body. Let's focus on the brain, the most complex organ in the body. The brain is responsible for interpreting sensory information, controlling movement, and managing emotions, memory, and thought. It's divided into several regions, each with specialized functions. For example, the cerebrum handles reasoning and voluntary actions, while the cerebellum coordinates balance and movement. The brainstem controls vital functions like breathing and heart rate. All these parts work together seamlessly, making the brain the ultimate command center. Spinal cord acts as the main pathway for information traveling between the brain and the rest of the body. It's a long, thin bundle of nerves that runs down your back, protected by the vertebral column. The spinal cord not only transmits signals but also coordinates reflexes, allowing you to react quickly to certain stimuli without waiting for the brain's input. This rapid response system is crucial for safety and survival. Peripheral nervous system, or PNS, is made up of all the nerves that branch out from the brain and spinal cord. These nerves reach every part of your body from your fingertips to your toes. The PNS is responsible for relaying information between the central nervous system and the rest of the body. It plays a key role in both voluntary actions, like moving your arm, and involuntary actions, such as regulating your heartbeat. Within the peripheral nervous system, the somatic nervous system controls voluntary movements. It's responsible for actions you consciously decide to make, like picking up a cup or walking across a room. The somatic system uses motor nerves to send signals from the brain to your muscles, and sensory nerves to bring information from your senses back to the brain. This system allows you to interact with your environment in a controlled and purposeful way. Autonomic nervous system is another part of the peripheral nervous system, but it handles involuntary functions. This means it controls things you don't consciously think about, like your heartbeat, digestion, and breathing. The autonomic system is further divided into the sympathetic and parasympathetic systems, which work together to keep your body balanced and responsive to changes in your environment. Sympathetic nervous system is your body's rapid response team. When you're faced with stress or danger, it kicks in to prepare you for action. This is often called the fight or flight response. It increases your heart rate, dilates your pupils, and redirects blood flow to your muscles, helping you react quickly to threats. Once the danger passes, the parasympathetic system helps calm things down. Parasympathetic nervous system works to restore calm after a stressful event. It slows your heart rate, stimulates digestion, and helps your body recover and conserve energy. This system is sometimes called the rest and digest system, as it promotes relaxation and recovery. Together with the sympathetic system, it keeps your body's internal environment stable and balanced. The core of the nervous system are neurons, the specialized cells that transmit information throughout the body. Neurons communicate using electrical and chemical signals, allowing rapid and precise control over every function. Each neuron has a cell body, dendrites to receive signals, and an axon to send signals. The connections between neurons form complex networks that underlie all thoughts, feelings, and action. Neurons aren't alone in the nervous system. Glial cells provide crucial support, nourishment, and protection for neurons. They help maintain the environment around neurons, remove waste, and even assist in signal transmission. Without glial cells, neurons couldn't function properly, highlighting the importance of teamwork within the nervous system. Neurons communicate through a process called synaptic transmission. When a neuron receives a signal, it generates an electrical impulse that travels down its axon. At the end of the axon, the signal triggers the release of chemicals called neurotransmitters. These chemicals cross the synapse, the tiny gap between neurons, and bind to receptors on the next neuron, passing the message along. Sensory neurons are specialized to detect changes in the environment, such as light, sound, touch, and temperature. They carry information from sensory receptors in your skin, eyes, ears, and other organs to the central nervous system. This allows your brain to interpret what's happening around you and respond appropriately. Motor neurons are responsible for carrying instructions from the central nervous system to muscles and glands. When you decide to move, motor neurons transmit signals that cause your muscles to contract. They also help regulate functions like glandular secretions, making them essential for both movement and internal processes. Interneurons are found only in the central nervous system and act as connectors between sensory and motor neurons. They process information, make decisions, and coordinate responses. Interneurons are especially abundant in the brain, where they form complex networks that underlie thinking, learning, and memory. Nerves are bundles of axons that carry signals to and from different parts of the body. Each nerve is surrounded by protective layers that help insulate and support the axons inside. Some nerves are sensory, some are motor, and others are mixed, containing both types of fibers. This organization ensures efficient communication throughout the body. Cranial nerves are a special set of nerves that emerge directly from the brain. There are 12 pairs, each with specific functions such as controlling eye movement, facial expressions, and taste. These nerves play a vital role in connecting the brain to the head, neck, and some internal organs. Spinal nerves branch out from the spinal cord and connect to different parts of the body. There are 31 pairs, each serving a specific region. These nerves carry sensory information to the spinal cord and motor commands back to the muscles, ensuring smooth coordination between the CNS and the rest of the body. Reflex arc is a simple pathway that allows for quick, automatic responses to certain stimuli. When you touch something hot, sensory neurons send a signal to the spinal cord, which immediately sends a message back through motor neurons to move your hand. This happens without waiting for the brain, providing fast protection from harm. Central nervous system contains two types of tissue, white matter and gray matter. White matter is made up of myelinated axons which speed up signal transmission. Gray matter contains neuron cell bodies and is involved in processing information. The arrangement of these tissues helps the brain and spinal cord function efficiently. The brain and spinal cord are protected by three layers of membranes called meninges. These layers cushion the central nervous system, provide nutrients, and help prevent infection. The meninges, along with the skull and vertebral column, form a strong defense system for the most vital parts of your nervous system. Cerebrospinal fluid, or CSF, surrounds the brain and spinal cord, providing additional protection and nourishment. It acts as a shock absorber, helps remove waste, and delivers nutrients. CSF circulates through the ventricles of the brain and the central canal of the spinal cord, playing a key role in maintaining a healthy nervous system environment. Blood-brain barrier is a selective filter that protects the brain from harmful substances in the blood while allowing essential nutrients to pass through. This barrier is formed by tightly packed cells in the walls of brain blood vessels. It's crucial for maintaining the brain's delicate chemical balance and preventing infections. The cerebrum is the largest part of the brain and is divided into two hemispheres. It's responsible for higher brain functions like reasoning, planning, language, and voluntary movement. The surface of the cerebrum, called the cerebral cortex, is highly folded to increase its surface area and processing power. Located at the back of the brain, the cerebellum is essential for coordinating movement and balance. It receives information from the sensory systems and other parts of the brain, fine-tuning motor activity to ensure smooth, precise movements. Without the cerebellum, tasks like walking or picking up objects would be much more difficult. Brainstem connects the brain to the spinal cord and controls many automatic functions necessary for survival, such as breathing, heart rate, and blood pressure. It also serves as a relay station, passing information between the brain and the rest of the body. Damage to the brainstem can have serious consequences, highlighting its importance. Cerebrum is divided into four main lobes: frontal, parietal, temporal, and occipital. Each lobe has specialized functions. The frontal lobe is involved in decision-making and movement, the parietal lobe processes sensory information, the temporal lobe handles hearing and memory, and the occipital lobe is responsible for vision. Corpus callosum is a thick band of nerve fibers that connects the left and right hemispheres of the brain. It allows the two sides to communicate and share information, ensuring coordinated activity across the entire cerebrum. This structure is essential for integrating functions like language, movement, and perception. Thalamus acts as a relay station, directing sensory information to the appropriate areas of the brain. The hypothalamus, located just below the thalamus, regulates vital functions like hunger, thirst, temperature, and hormone release. Together, these structures help maintain the body's internal balance and coordinate responses to the environment. Limbic system is a group of structures deep within the brain that control emotions, motivation, and memory. Key parts include the amygdala, which processes fear and pleasure, and the hippocampus, which is essential for forming new memories. The limbic system links emotions to behavior and helps us respond to our environment. Basal ganglia are a group of nuclei in the brain involved in controlling movement and coordination. They help initiate and regulate voluntary movements, ensuring smooth and purposeful actions. Dysfunction in the basal ganglia can lead to movement disorders, highlighting their importance in everyday activities. Sensory pathways carry information from the body's sensory receptors to the brain. These pathways allow you to experience touch, pain, temperature, and body position. Each type of sensation has its own dedicated pathway, ensuring that information is processed quickly and accurately. Motor pathways transmit commands from the brain to the muscles, allowing for voluntary movement. These pathways are carefully organized to ensure that signals reach the right muscles at the right time. Damage to motor pathways can result in weakness or loss of movement, emphasizing their critical role. Autonomic pathways control involuntary functions like heart rate, digestion, and gland activity. These pathways operate automatically, without conscious effort, and are essential for maintaining homeostasis. The sympathetic and parasympathetic systems use these pathways to regulate the body's internal environment. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to adapt and change throughout life. When you learn a new skill or recover from injury, your brain forms new connections and reorganizes itself. This remarkable flexibility allows us to keep learning, growing, and overcoming challenges. Neurotransmitters are chemicals that transmit signals between neurons. Different neurotransmitters have different effects. Some excite neurons while others inhibit them. Well-known examples include dopamine, serotonin, and acetylcholine. These chemicals play a key role in mood, movement, and many other functions. Many axons are covered by a fatty layer called the myelin sheath. This sheath acts as insulation, speeding up the transmission of electrical signals along the nerve fiber. Myelin is essential for efficient communication in the nervous system, and damage to it can lead to neurological disorders. The nodes of Ranvier are small gaps in the myelin sheath along axons. These gaps allow electrical impulses to jump rapidly from node to node, greatly increasing the speed of signal transmission. This process, called saltatory conduction, is vital for fast and efficient nerve communication. Nervous system can be affected by a variety of disorders, including multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease, and epilepsy. These conditions can disrupt communication between neurons, leading to symptoms like muscle weakness, tremors, or seizures. Understanding the structure of the nervous system helps us better diagnose and treat these disorders. The nervous system is closely linked to the senses: sight, hearing, taste, smell, and touch. Sensory organs detect changes in the environment and send information to the brain for interpretation. This allows us to experience the world and respond to it in meaningful ways. Movement is made possible by the nervous system's ability to coordinate signals between the brain, spinal cord, and muscles. Whether you're running, writing, or simply blinking, your nervous system is hard at work, ensuring every action is smooth and precise. Emotions are deeply connected to the nervous system, especially the limbic system in the brain. This system processes feelings like happiness, fear, and anger, influencing how we react to situations. The nervous system's structure allows for rapid emotional responses and complex social interactions. Learning and memory depend on the nervous system's ability to form and strengthen connections between neurons. Every new experience shapes the brain, creating pathways that store information. This adaptability is what allows us to acquire new skills and knowledge throughout life. Maintaining a healthy nervous system is vital for overall well-being. Good nutrition, regular exercise, and adequate sleep all support nervous system function. Protecting your head from injury and managing stress are also important for keeping your brain and nerves in top shape. You've explored the structure of the nervous system, from the brain and spinal cord to the vast network of nerves throughout the body. Understanding how these parts work together helps us appreciate the complexity and importance of the nervous system in everyday life. Whether it's sensing the world, moving, feeling, or thinking, the nervous system is at the heart of it all. Thanks for joining us on this journey.